It is a pleasure to have you join us today on the program, Woman to Woman. I'm Adesuwa, the adorable Usa Uwagie. Today, Woman to Woman, you just have to make do with your voice today, okay? Like if you said there's a drag in her voice, I think in mine there's a pull, a serious one. Okay, so we'll just manage ourselves like that. Today, we're going to look at the challenges facing the girl child in the internet world or the cyberspace or in the world of internet, the world of ICT, whichever way you want to put it. We want to look at the challenges being faced by girls today as we speak. Are there challenges? If there are, what are those things we should do to help the girl child, particularly in today's world of artificial intelligence, when everything and nearly everything can be done, even without you being there. Somebody can just clone you. How do you, overcome all of these challenges? This and many more we're going to be looking at today on the program, Woman to Woman. I have two beautiful girls in the studio. Yeah. So let me introduce the one at the far left now, Anu Oluwakbo-Stevens. How are you doing, girl?
I'm fine, ma'am.
Okay, Anu Oluwakbo-Stevens is an on-air person, and she's also very vast when it comes to talking about the girl child and the internet, okay, because they use the internet often. Everybody does, but some people use more. And seated beside me is Funaya Adigwe. Hello, Funaya.
Hello, ma'am.
Okay, Funaya is also an on-air person, and three of us will just see how we can do justice to this topic. The challenge is being faced by the girl child in the internet world, so to speak. A lot of girls are having issues. The Nigerian girl child lags behind, as they say, when it concerns push for digital inclusion. We lag behind. There's no two ways about it. Even though several governments from several states have been doing their best to see how the Nigerian girl child can be included in all of this, despite all efforts, the Nigerian girl child is lagging behind. That is just the truth. So what are those things we can do? What are those things we should put in place to make sure that the Nigerian girl can meet up with what is obtainable worldwide? All right, so that is what we want to look at today. So ladies, now let me see, who am I going to go to? Okay, let me see if I can ask Anu this question. Anu, do you see challenges in the cyber world for girls or the girl child?
Definitely. So I feel there are a lot of challenges girls face, especially being in the digital space where, in Nigeria at the moment, we don't have social media regulations. So you're free to, at your own detriment, do whatever it is you want to do online. And then the repercussion is up to you to, bear at the end of the day. So I'm going to start by saying the first challenge girls do face is the thing with thriving for perfection online. So you're on social media and you're following these big, amazing artists and celeb who are showing you their figure and how pretty they look every single time, wanting to make you believe that it happens every single day. And then, shockingly, when you go to their houses and you see them on a normal day, they don't even have the wig on or the makeup on or anything. And then you in that your small corner, you are trying to want to imitate what you get to see often. And then along the line, you might venture into things that you're not supposed to do because you want to be that perfect, pretty lady. Yes. Okay.
Funaya, I know you have something to say.
Yes, of course I do. Well, as she has said, the internet, cyberspace is an uncensored world. Altogether, it's a whole different world from each social to each website. And as technology advances, so does the challenges that the girl child faces, which means that I agree that the girl child does face challenges online. One of these challenges, as she has said, is unhealthy comparisons with stars and artists. And another one could be the lack of inclusivity. I would say that because, yes, the internet also has opportunities. It also has empowerment programs. It also has educational programs. But regardless, there are some barriers that some girl children face. It could be economic barriers that act as a stumbling block to prevent them from actually benefiting from all the goodness, the tremendous goodness that the cyberspace has to offer.
Tremendous goodness, which include?
Like I said, empowerment.
Yes, in what? Empowerment
literacy.
in what? Okay, digital literacy.
Yes, and there's a bunch of online programs that the girl child could benefit from. There's scholarship programs online that the girl child could benefit from. There's social programs that puts the girl child on the map that the girl child could benefit from. But some children, some girls are not privileged to be a part of these opportunities because sometimes they face barriers like economic barriers and even maybe gender barriers. So that is one challenge. And another one I would say is cyberbullying. Yes, the internet is a whole world, like I said, with a whole different kind of species of people. There's different kinds of people there.
The good, the bad, the ugly,
yes,
they're all
different
there.
types. And believe me, they can throw jabs. Yeah, so if you're not a mentally strong person, it will lead you to being, to feeling less of yourself. Some people even start to harbor suicidal thoughts because of the things that are said, the derogatory remarks that are said to them on the internet. So this is another challenge.
Okay, okay, let me throw this to Anu now. She just talked about economic barriers. She also talked about the jobs, the kind of things you will hear people say about somebody on the net. How do you think a girl child can surmount this? Let's take the economic aspect first, because most girls don't work. All right, let's look at the number of girls let's talk about those who are not working now. How they can get such empowerment like, you know, scholarship, some educational materials on net that they can use for their own uplift when they don't have money. So let's look at girls who are still under their parents, because most of them use the net. Some of them whose parents are liberal, you know, because some don't want their kids to go close to a phone at all because of all the negative things they hear. Now let's look, how can such a girl have access? Putting into consideration what is obtainable outside Nigeria. At least you watch films, you have done your research, you read books. Like somebody told me that then everywhere you go to, the internet is like almost free. You don't have to pay. Just put on your Wi-Fi and you are locked.
Yes.
I don't know.
Everything.
I don't know when we're going to get there here in Nigeria.
Well, I'll first of all say that knowledge is power. So the thing you don't know is bigger than you. And shockingly, and also sadly, you know, some of those young girls do not want to do anything, or they feel you have to be paid first for whatever job it is that you're doing, neglecting the fact that you need to start from somewhere.
Okay.
You need to learn how things are done. You need to volunteer. So right now, tech is leading.
It is leading.
There are so many things on the online space, you know, ranging from data analysts. I met with a young girl recently on the road, and she exposed me to a whole lot of things that I do not even know that is going on, of which young girls my age are doing and cashing out big time. So it's all about getting the information. And I also know some young girls too who get to use the TikTok space to do whatever it is they do. They call it influencing. And then along the line, you build your followership and you start making money. So it's up to you to learn how things are done, follow the process duly, and just be consistent with it.
Okay, I've seen a couple of young girls who are influencers, so to speak, but what they put on their page or in their space sometimes can be very appalling. You know, there's this particular young girl that usually come on. I had to get somebody to like help me block this girl, you know, because my kids use my phone. What about one of such days they pick up this phone and this girl's whatever just pops up and you begin to hear all sort of very vile words.
Dirty
stuff. Yes, very vile things and very you know, things that are not supposed to be in a public space, so to speak, that should belong to a very particular, maybe to the porn site and all of that. But she just come up to just do anything. How do we cop such? How?
Well, I know for a start that YouTube has something for kids. I would love to use YouTube. So it's up to the parents to be involved in your child's life very, very well for you to help prevent some of those things from affecting them. I also know that different communication outfits, I'm trying to look for the right words right now, they will tell you parental guidance, 18 years, 16 as the case may be. So it's up to you to figure it out. Remember, when I started speaking, I said something about social media regulation. So the fact that it's not there is the whole thing. And I think the government, every time we fall back to the government has a whole lot of things to do as regards trying to see that the media space, the digital space is regulated and it's pretty safe for young girls to thrive.
Okay, talking about safety now, we've discovered that there's a lot of insecurity on the cyberspace. Girls are being bullied. Yes. Girls are being followed or stalking, yes. Yeah. Girls are being stalked. And then at a particular point in their life, they become suicidal. And they cannot tell to anybody. You know, the African setting, it's not every parent that is very receptive. Some parents are forever busy. They don't, you said parents should be involved in their, how many parents can actually do that when parents are busy from dawn to dusk and the kids are left at the mercy of the maids and relations and all of that? Now, a girl who is being bullied cyberly, what is she supposed to do? A girl who feels she's been threatened online, where you're supposed to have fun, and somebody will come up and threaten you, what do you think that girl should do?
First off, I would like to veer a little bit from what the girl should do to what we should do to help the girl. First, I feel like there should be positive communities put in place. If I have a community of people, it doesn't even necessarily have to be my parents. A community of positive people, a good advisory system that I could talk to. And then, you know, I feel safer because then there's somebody I can tell. I'm feeling my mental health is affected. I'm feeling some kind of way because, you know, I had leaked. Some people even intentionally send their nudes out to people that they don't know, and then in the long run, they start getting threatened. Yes. So I feel like you should have a space where we should create spaces for the girl child where they can see as an outlet. That's one. Then secondly, the legislative. I feel like if people, obviously if there's a restriction and there's a law against something and there's an actual penalty and something is done against it, I feel like maybe the predators, the perpetrators of this online evils maybe they will take a step back. Maybe they will look back. So I feel like the government should do something too. Yes, create a law, an abiding law against all of these things, and it will help the girl child. Also, yeah. There
are conventional laws already, but my concern is that for the cyberspace. Yes. You know, we have a law guiding cybercrime and all of that.
Well,
is it
maybe
possible
it should
for us
be
to have one? It is.
A lot of people don't even...
What you should understand, Fanaya, is this. We have quite a number of laws. Implementation is the problem.
Yes, that's the problem.
Implementation is the problem. How do we get government involved? We have quite a number of NGOs there who claim, to be working for the good of the girl child. You know, sometimes we see them, other times we don't see them. You know, the girl child suffers a lot. There are laws for all of this. There are laws guiding, there are laws protecting the girl child. There are laws against violence, gender violence in the country. And we're a signatory to it. You know, but the implementation is the problem. How do we get people involved? Until it happens to somebody, you know, or somebody close, things don't work. And there are several times that people don't even speak out. That's another problem.
I think another thing we should even look at is the fact that are we ready to allow the government to work? Are we really ready for the social space to be regularized or regulated? Because I remember the Twitter ban that happened in Nigeria some time ago, and how we had to just look for a means to be online and be on the Twitter space. So are we ready to follow the duly, process for all of these things to be checkmated? Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. Oh, I don't think banning Twitter altogether was the greatest or the best step.
Okay.
I feel like maybe they would have caught a few scapegoats now. Yes. And then
but that didn't happen.
No, it didn't.
That didn't happen.
So it all comes in action, like implementation. They should help us. And then there's sensitization programs. There's this show, for instance. Okay. I'm sure they can hear us, they can see us.
I hope so. I hope they are watching.
Yeah.
Now let's look at the issue of artificial intelligence, because that is the one that is everywhere now, where you can actually be cloned.
You could just be saying things
you could just be saying that you never said. And we already have girls who have suicidal tendencies because jabs have been thrown at them. People have said things about them. As little as the word ugly, a girl can just decide to go and drink something and say, how can somebody call me ugly? That kind of a thing. Yeah. And people body shame a lot. You just body shame somebody on it. A girl came on with that, looking so nice. And then when I read the comments, I felt so bad. Some persons were like, oh my word, I don't want to repeat what was said about the girl. They messed the girl up. And I was just trying to, I don't know how she will cope with all of that if she's not strong, as you said. Now with artificial intelligence, words will be put in your mouth. You will be put in a setting. Maybe you will find yourself in your own bedroom or somewhere talking things you didn't say. Tried. How do you cope?
So I feel
how do we cope as girls? Yeah. Because some of us are not strong.
Okay.
As maybe you or Fanaya.
So really?
Really. Some of us are not as strong. And we have quite a number of little girls, let me say, little girls on the net. So many of them.
A lot of them.
So what do we do? Artificial intelligence is another problem. So what do we do, young girls?
So before I get to add my own 2 cents, I would love to say that what has a negative part of it also has the good parts of it. So just on a lighter note, recently I was scrolling through social media and then I saw a particular celeb with all of the shape and everything. And then shockingly, there was another girl's head on her body.
Oh, I saw that too on social.
Yes. And then persons were now saying, oh, well, thank God, though, this one there is no money for photo shoots. So we'll just, do the photo shopping.
Just steal somebody's body.
No need to buy clothes anymore.
And then just, move on with it. But then I feel we should actually check it. And
how do we check it?
I know it's not possible for some girls to do, but the thing with digital addiction is something that you need to watch. Okay. I feel that at some time or the other, you need to take out time off social media, to clear your head. I remember having a conversation on that one, to clear your head and just detox, because if you spend all of your time on social media, it's going to affect you, number one. It's going to make you feel lazy. You would just feel that, okay, the social media space is the only space of which you could just thrive, and everything you see there, you believe it. So it has to start with you. Limit the time you spend on social media, and then everything would fall in line.
Okay,
I totally agree. Regulate your time on social media. The internet, cyberspace, has a way of draining you. Even if you have the strongest will, you feel the tingle of depression in you. So take a time back, read a book, do something different, find a hobby, and don't spend all your time on socials.
Reading a book. How many girls read these days? People don't read. We do social media. Everything you want is on net. How do you tell somebody who is addicted to social media to take time off?
You need to be
How do you tell such a person that?
I feel you need to be intentional about it. As a young girl, you have a whole lot of years ahead of you, 18, 19, 20. You need to start living intentionally and tell yourself, you know what, I want to be a better person. I want to be like likes of Oprah Winfrey, and all of that. And what did they do to get to where they are today? So I feel it's girls who do not have ambition. Girls who just want to, go out there for the party, look good, have fun, that would not know what to do. But if you know that you want to achieve something great for yourself. You want to have a name and not just be somebody's wife. You know?
But you know that's the aspiration of some girls. I just want to be a wife and it ends
But
there.
even
They don't want to do
wife.
anything.
Even
you
being
think being a wife is easy?
it doesn't even come out from spending a
It's
half
not
of your
easy.
day on the internet.
So I'll
So
just
that's not
say,
even, you don't even win there.
live intentionally.
Okay, so how long do you spend on net? We have 24 hours in a day. How long do you spend? Because right now you're mentoring somebody. Let that person you're mentoring know how long, how many hours you spend on the internet.
Okay, so I'm not going to act as a saint and say, I spend this couple of amounts because I'm always on my phone. And interestingly, the kind of job I do would always have me be online, checking out for the latest stuff and all. But I remember there was actually a time I told myself, you know what, I'm going to go off social media when I saw that I was being drained and everything. So I took some time off and did all of the things that I love and enjoyed doing. So I think I spend 4 hours, maybe, or even
24
more.
hours.
Or even more, maybe. But there was something I did on Instagram. So I set a timer, 30 minutes timer. Yeah. So once I've spent more than 30 minutes on Instagram, my phone will just notify me 30 minutes gone.
And
get
then you
out
take a break.
Or, you know, stay
Fantastic.
there. Yeah.
I wish everybody can just do that. Ife, how long do you spend on the net?
A lot of time.
A lot of time.
What
do you do? Because some persons spend like 24 hours on net and they do absolute nothing. They burn data. What they do is look out for things that will make them very sad. Look out for things that will depress them. You know, you're looking at the celeb, you're looking at that figure, you're looking at that shape, you're looking at that big purse and all of that, and you cannot achieve it. And you know what they do? They fall into the depression corner, and then they make everybody around them start running helter-skelter, you know? Productive hours on the net.
Of course. Like she said, the kind of job that I do requires that I am on the internet a lot of times. And there's also this thing with socials. It's kind of it works with what you're interested in. And then what pops up is what you engage, what you comment on, what you like. So if you regularize what you like to watch, the socials will also show you, even if there's times where they might divert from that. But most of what comes up on your feed is your likes, your interests, because the socials have a way of, you know, calling out that information because of what you engage in. And I like to say that discipline, as I heard someone say, is denying yourself of right now and looking forward to what will be. So if you deny yourself of, you know, what you might feel is pleasures, you are...
That will not actually benefit you.
Yes, in the long run, all it leads to is depression, I'm telling you. And it's really rampant these days. So if you can regularize what you take in, you'll definitely not even have that issue in the first place.
Okay, so in summary, what you girls are saying is that girls should engage in things that will benefit them, like education, get education online, instead of looking for those things that will make you cry and make you want to kill yourself.
Even if you're looking for entertainment, there's still healthy entertainment.
That will make you laugh, that will make you happy.
That will just make you, put you in a positive mood.
Okay,
and you need to follow persons who are making sense. Don't follow everybody, because not everybody online is doing the right
making
thing.
sense.
So
like the girl I talked about. That is so vile.
That you had to even
so
block.
vile, so vile. So ladies out there, or young girls out there, or parents out there, you can encourage your girl child to get some education online, you know. Select the sites that they go to. Educate your girl child on what to do when she gets on net, okay? That is what everybody is doing now. Everybody is doing socials, and people are gaining from it. People are making money from it. You can get education from it. You can make money from it. We can close the gap of the usage of the internet, because it seems like a lot of young men are doing better than the girl child on the internet from the survey I had. And then we'll make digital environment safe for the girl child, like you said. Security and all of that, and government should play their role in making sure that we have laws that are functional, not just on paper, that are achievable, that can save every one of us, particularly the girl child. And then we should, like you said, we should not be users. We should also be creators.
Absolutely.
You know, that we should not be consumers. We should also be developers and creators of content. All right, ladies, this is where I say thank you so much for finding time to be with us here on the program. And I also want to give my manager programs kudos for this segment, for this, because we had to brainstorm, you know. Thank you so much, MP Sonny Kokosum. Anu,
Ma'am.
Funaya, we'll do this again, yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, this is all for today. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.